What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Hello, how are we? I wanted to switch it up yet again. We're getting creative in his house, and I wanted to do a different type of vlog and go over a really important topic. In this video, I'm going to go over how I truly lost fat, toned up, and changed my mindset. And interpret that how you want. There is no such thing as toning up, but I wanted to kind of just go over some tips that really help me kind of 10x and level up and really get from A to B. So I figured, why not go over this? With that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and let's get started. So keep in mind that I'm not a nutritionist. These are all my thoughts and my thoughts alone, and that is okay if you believe differently, but I am here to just kind of share what's really worked in my journey, and I'm not saying it's gonna work for everybody else, but for me, it really helped kind of get to the next level. So when I was first starting out in my fitness journey, I didn't really know where to start out. I literally had no idea. I was like, do I go on the elliptical? Do I go on the Stairmaster? Will that make my legs big? I literally had no idea where to start. So the first thing I did was research. The first thing I did was sit my butt down, research, and listen to somebody else's thoughts and ideas besides my own, because clearly mine wasn't working. Clearly the 20-some years of me going on the elliptical and doing 5 minutes of abs was not working. So I needed to suck up my own pride and think, clearly, Sav, what you're doing is not working. Maybe try someone else's ideas. Maybe try something else. That is when I learned about macros. That's when I learned about the importance of carbs. I feel like society teaches us that like carbs are bad and like girls shouldn't want to eat carbs, and like it's an ongoing joke if you love carbs, where what? No, I was like, what even is a carb? I literally had no idea. I truly was not educated on it. So that's kind of where I learned macros. I learned that lifting weights doesn't necessarily make you bulky. Can it make you bulky? Yeah, of course. If you're eating in a crazy surplus, lifting freaking crazy, yeah, of course you can get bulky, but there's ways that you can lift weights and not get bulky and get like the desired body that you want. Fitness is not black and white. Fitness is not, you have to be this way, otherwise it's wrong. People that believe that are extreme. You don't have to be black and white in fitness. What matters is what works for your body. So always keep that in mind, is if it works for you, that's amazing, but it may not work for somebody else, and that is okay. That is A-okay. So number one was I planned out my workouts. I became intentional with my workouts. Like I said, I wasn't just dilly-dallying on the elliptical watching The Bachelor. Of course, we all love it, we love it, but I was doing something more intentional. I was planning, okay, 20 minutes, 15 minutes of cardio instead of a full 45 minutes, and lifting for 30 minutes. I was just truly trying to plan out what types of muscle groups I was working on that day. Was I working on shoulders? Was I working on legs? And then how long did I need to rest until I could work those muscles again? Not a lot of people realize that you can't hit legs every day. You're gonna fatigue your muscles, and it's gonna do quite the opposite, and it's gonna hinder them in growing. Heck, I even joined CrossFit when I was in college and I felt lost. I didn't know what the heck to do. I didn't know, my body was freaking out. I gotta figure something out. I joined CrossFit. I literally joined CrossFit, and guys, I made no friends. It was a weird situation, but I learned how to lift, and that was what I was so thankful for. Was I learned that you look silly when you lift, and that's okay. And I learned proper form, and I learned the importance in lifting in general. I was not only intentional with my workouts, but I was intentional with really everything in my life. I was eating properly. I was focusing on, am I getting the proper amount of macros? Am I getting my carbs, my fats, my protein? I wasn't crazy counting calories, which some people do and that works for them, which is totally fine, but for me it was not gonna work. So I just made sure that I had a rule of thumb and I knew what I was eating. In the beginning I did count macros, but I maybe only counted them like twice a week, just to get an idea of like, hey, are you actually getting enough protein in your diet? Because that's always where I personally lack. Along with that, I got rid of bad habits with food. I threw away the chips and I substituted it for sweet potato chips, whatever it may be. That's just an example. Whatever it may be. It literally could be whatever hinders you. I'm not saying chips are horrible, okay? Don't take it too personally. I'm not telling you what food is right and wrong. We're not gonna play that game, guys. But I just was more intentional with my kinds of meals. I was intentional with what I was buying. If I buy junk, I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna feel like junk. That's just who I am, and I know that, so I always try to steer clear from that. I try to have fresh veggies and fresh fruits, and with being intentional, I even was intentional with relationships. I cut out bad relationships, and keep in mind, the beginning of my fitness journey was like around college, and I just graduated. Like, you're fully an adult. You can decide who the heck you want to associate with. You're no longer stuck in a sorority house. You're no longer stuck in classes. You may be stuck with some office people you don't like, but you can really choose who you want to spend your day-to-day life with. And I cut out a lot of bad habits and a lot of bad friends. And it can get lonely at first, I get that, but I promise you, those friends that are worth it, they come in abundance. And one great friend is better than 50 mediocre friends. I want that friend that I can call up in the middle of the night and they've got my back. They're gonna help me. And that's the kind of friends that I did not have, so I made sure to cut those bad friends out and get some new ones. Number 2 is I did my research. Just like I said, I didn't know how to work out. I didn't know what worked for my body. It was a lot of trial and error. My first ever book was by Cameron Diaz. Pop her right here. I read her through and through. I think I gave it to my friends, and I have no idea what certifications Cameron Diaz has. Honestly, I don't care. It was truly one of the most valuable books for me. She taught you that you don't need a diet, that you need a healthy lifestyle, and it was so refreshing to read that, because sometimes I feel like people are like hardcore, and I don't want that. I just wanted to have a healthy lifestyle, like my girl Cameron Diaz. So honestly, totally recommend reading this book. Who knows, it could be a bunch of hooey, but for me, it worked, and that's all that mattered. I even have a friend that's a naturopathic doctor, and bless her soul, I love her so much. Amber, she's phenomenal, but I even like picked her brain, and I said, hey, what are your thoughts? Like, what kind of vitamins should I be having? I literally just kind of dug deeper because I wanted the longevity of my life, essentially, and really what that means is I want to live as long as possible, and I want to have a fulfilled, healthy life where I'm not tired running up the stairs. That is like my whole purpose of my fitness journey, is I wanted longevity. I want to stay healthy. I started researching podcasts. I started researching YouTubers. There is a mass amount of information out there, and yes, there are some that are bad information, but once you find those YouTubers that you really identify with and you really click with, and they do provide some knowledge, this is whatever feels good for you. I know one of my favorite YouTubers that truly like helped me in that moment was Sarah's Day. And Sarah's Day is just a gal that is trying to live her best healthy life. She has gut issues just like me, and I really resonated with her. She made me not feel alone. She made me feel accepted almost when I watched her. So find those kinds of YouTubers, find those kinds of people on podcasts, and yes, of course, don't just blindly look at influencers, of course, but truly find someone that's gonna make you feel good inside and out, because if you're just following Hailey Bieber, no offense, I love Hailey Bieber, but like her stuff doesn't make me feel motivated. Her stuff doesn't make me feel good about my stuff, okay? So just keep in mind, if there's those influencers that don't make you feel good, don't follow them. Okay, 3 is why the heck are you doing it? What are you doing this for? Find your why. Like I said, mine was longevity. It wasn't a diet, it wasn't to look good by vacation. It wasn't just because I didn't like how my body looked. It was, I was sick of feeling like crap when I was running up the stairs, and I was like, there's gotta be a better way to like train my body and get her back into shape. And longevity wise, I want to live long. I want to be with my parents long. I want to see my family long. I want to have a long, healthy life, and I want to be in my 60s and be like, dang, she looks like she's 40. So moral of that story is do it for you as a lifestyle, not just as a temporary fix. The amount of girls I meet that are like, oh yeah, Sav, like I just want to drop 5 pounds by the end of the month. Like, do you think I can do it? What? Like, also, like 5 pounds looks so different on everybody, but it's just, you're going to end up being in this cycle, and I've been in that vicious cycle, and it is detrimental. Okay, 4 is discipline. I know, it sucks. Of course, listen to your body. Of course, rest and do self-care. But if there's those days that you've just fallen into a habit of ignoring the gym, like get your booty back in there, because nobody gets to level up if they just do it when they feel like it. It is discipline. You can ask any athlete, whatever it may be. I highly doubt that somebody that's swimming in the Olympics wanted to go swim every single moment they had to. Follow through with your workouts. Discipline yourself to complete a workout. That's something I really struggle with, is I'll like go halfway through and be like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna scroll on Instagram. Put your phone away. Be disciplined. I can't stress that enough. With that, you have to set aside like time, and making sure that you have time to go to the gym. That's so important, and something really easy that you can do is just set aside time for yourself, because you have time to watch Netflix, you probably have time to go to the gym. So what are your priorities? People always say, I don't have time, I don't have the time. You always do, you're just not prioritizing it. Be bigger than your excuses, my friends. And even think about alcohol. Michael and I love a good glass of wine, but we really limit our alcohol consumption to basically weekends, because we want to get stuff done during the weekday. And my body feels groggy. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but for me, I feel groggy when I drink, you know? Last but not least was I found a community that encouraged me, and this can look different for everybody. So take it as it is. If you don't have family that support you, find friends. Go on Instagram, hashtag gym buddies, and you'll find people that are encouraging each other. Join a fitness program. My favorite thing about my fitness program is that my gals get to be together, and they get to kind of collaborate and talk and vent to each other. And that is really why I made this fitness program, because I didn't have that when I was first starting out. So make sure that your circle is tight. Make sure your circle's encouraging you, because you really are who you associate yourself with. When you have those friends that are just like drinking all the time, ignoring their health, being crummy friends, that's gonna look like you, and you're just going to have your standards set there. So just make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that love you and encourage you, and say go for it. Because if someone doesn't, that means that they are intimidated by you, or that they're jealous and they might try and sabotage it. So always have friends that uplift you. Find friends that are genuinely just happy for you. Okay, I know that that was vague, and I'm sure people are like, what the heck, she didn't tell you like this is what you do through macros or anything like that. But that's not how I started my fitness journey. That's not how I lost all my weight. It was really my mindset that mattered the most. So please let me know what you think. I hope you liked this. With that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will see you next time.